Hello, my name is Chelsea. I use she, they pronouns. Today is Homestuck Day, April 13th, and in honor of that, I wanted to make a video about how to create a fan troll or a trollsona. Just some stuff to think about, kind of the process of how I created my trollsona. So we're going to start here on the extended Zodiac. There are a whole bunch of signs. I think there's 288 that are determined by 3 different things. So, the first thing that you're going to want to figure out is your sign class for your troll. If it's based on yourself, this is your Zodiac sign. So, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and so on. I am a Virgo, so I'm a Jade sign. Then your lunar sway and your aspect are what determine your individual sign within that class. So lunar sway can be one of 2 things. This is the moon that you will wake up on as your dream self in the game of Spurb or Scrub or whatever. So there is Prospit and Durse. You can read through these. Prospit tends to be more optimistic dreamers, and Durse tends to be more pessimistic skeptics. But there's definitely interplay between the 2. This can be your personal preference. This can be determined by taking the quiz, where you answer a whole bunch of questions, and it gives you what it thinks you are. And you can go with that, or you can go with whatever feels good to you, honestly. I personally am a Durse. I feel like that's just the kind of person that I am. I feel like that resonates with me. And then you have your aspect. And in Homestuck, there are things called aspects and things called classes, which is not the same as your sign class. That's your Zodiac sign. Classes are what your god tier would be. So, for example, we have John in the comic is an heir of breath. So you pick this is an unofficial, this is not canon, but I feel like this is a good reference. You've got the 12 classes that are divided into passive and active. I feel like there's, again, definitely a lot of flexibility in this system. And then you've got the Lord and Muse are the most active and passive classes respectively. And then there's these verbs that kind of influence what you do. So for me, and there are separate god tier, like unofficial quizzes that can give you like, you are a prince of void or whatever. I took some of those a long time ago. I don't have any specific ones that I recommend. I think this tends to be more of a vibe. What do you think is cool? What do you think you embody? Mine, I've decided that I am a thief of time. So that means that I steal time in order to benefit myself. So my philosophy is I want to squeeze as much time for myself as I can out of life. So I feel like that kind of fits me. There's time, space, heart, mind, hope, rage. One thing to keep in mind is that time and space are going to be the most abundant player class because every session, ideally, of the game will have both a time and a space player. I figured that fits me, so that's what I went with. I like time travel stuff. I'm into that. I really like in the comic the like alternate selves, so that's what I went with. Aside from time and space, heart and mind tend to be the second most assigned if you're doing the quiz. So just because you get heart and mind does not mean that you necessarily have to go with that. I would recommend reading through all of these different aspects and choosing the one that you think is the best for you. If you are somebody that has, I had a friend that had like chronic pain, and they just felt like the whole world was against them, so they might be a Doom player. I have a friend who is very like relationship oriented, friendships and relationships, and I would say they are a blood player, and so on. Breath is all about personal freedom. Void is about lack of information and feeling maybe like you don't fit in. Light is trying to gain information, and so on. These descriptions are very good. Pick the one that you think is the most like you, or just pick the one that you think is the coolest color. And then those two things combined are what's going to give you, so your lunar sway and your aspect are going to give you your individual sign. So if you are a Rust and you are Durst and Time, you are an Aries. Or if you are a Prospit and Life, you're an Arsai, and so on. So this is how you get your sign. What you can also do is look within your class and see which one looks cool. Like you say, I like that sign, I wonder what that is. You can go, I think they're clickable somewhere, let me see. On here, you can kind of decide, here's my color, what's the coolest sign? Click on that one. Durst and Void, very cool. These sign of the skydiver and like these descriptions are cool. So that makes me a Viries, which is this one. Sign of the mother. I feel like I'm kind of the mom friend, so that does fit. Durst Time. So that is where you start, is you get your symbol, and that kind of can influence the way that your character feels, the way that your trollsona or your fantroll is gonna like interact with the world. The next thing that you're gonna want to do is come up with a cool design for your troll. Here's what I used in order to initially design what I wanted my fantroll to look like. This is a Picrew. There are a lot of these for fantrolls. Definitely look around and decide what you want. You can have fins, you can choose your outfit, you can choose the color of your outfit, but you can kind of decide like what you want your troll to be. So you can use this, kind of decide what you want your fantroll to look like, and then from there, I pulled it into paint.net. You can save it as a PNG. I use this instead of paying for Photoshop. And then what I did is I added little details to the horns. I added the fangs. I went in, I think the freckles were already there. I added the symbol onto the shirt and so on. And this kind of just gave me, this has been heavily edited in PaintNet to be my icon. And then I built off of it from there using a different program. So this is Xamag's Fantroll Creator. This is on itch.io, and what you can do, I think this is a really versatile system. It's made in RPG Maker, and I will link to the download for this in the description below, but you can customize every single piece of your troll in here. There's a lot of options. You can give them wings, you can do most god tier outfits, some of them are missing, but I used this in order to create my troll and the trolls for all of my friends. I had them kind of do their own Picrew. You can pick colors of everything. There are the god tier color options. There's each blood. There's the canon colors of horns in here. This is all very, 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 very versatile and customizable. I don't need to do much more than cycle through this to show you like the capabilities of what you can do. But let me jump back into PaintNet and I'll show you some of the ones that I've made and edited in there. So because that Fantroll creator is kind of a doll maker, what I actually started with was a base for my Fantroll. I made a version with and without wings that I could then place the clothes on top of. So I went with the default troll outfit. I edited some of the clothing. I had to custom make this piece out of like 4 different things of clothing for my dream outfit. Changed a bunch of the colors to be like canon comic colors. Same with my god tier, Thief of Time. I went in and did a with and without wings. The dream self would never have wings, so I didn't worry about that. I also did a sprite with and without wings. I wasn't sure which I wanted, so I just made both. From here, there's a couple other things that you can think about, and I'll show you some of the other trolls that I've made for some of my friends after this. So if we hop over to Fandom Wiki, which I fucking hate, but it's a good place to see it. Trolls, you've got their name. A lot of the trolls, their names are based on, stuff about them. So, for example, I am a big fan of bugs. One of my favorites is the Luna Moth. So my Fantroll's name is Xyluna Actius because a Luna Moth, their scientific name is Actius luna. So you go 6 letters, first and last name. XY I went with because of chromosomes and I'm trans. And then Luna, so Xyluna, XYLUNA is the first name, and then Actius, like the moth, at the end. They've also got typing quirks, where they'll type a specific way. You've got a weapon, you've got a fetch modus, you've got your planet. The planets also have their own denizens, and depending on your class, they have different planet features. Like for a Hero of Time, they have a scratch construct, and so on. So then I had all of my friends, or most of my friends, do the Picrew for me because I like to create trolls. It's something that I think is fun. So we've got Ariata. She is a Witch of Breath, Durse and Breath. So I went through and made outfits and horn designs and god tiers. I did a version that has the little tails. We've got Vakir. Yeah, Vakir Utlai. Basically their name is Cowboy Outlaw. He is a Jade Blood. The sign is Virsai. Went through for him. He's a Prospit. Rogue of Life. We've got some of these do not have last names, and that's fine. We've got Gooper. I have a document on my phone. I have a Google Doc for these. Toro is the sign, and they are a Sylph of Heart. We've got Hami. They are Gemgo. Made of Space. I went with a CMYK theme for them. With the wings and the Prospit and the God tier. We've got Mormor. Mormor is Prospit, Heir of Blood. Then I've got my girlfriend. I worked with her to make a trollsona. She gave me some great ideas for like alternate outfits and stuff too. So this is Amigus, the Mage of Hope. Here's an alternate outfit, which I really love. I'm so happy with how this one came out specifically. Then we've got Ignel Tempest. Oh my god, I just realized I'm missing fins for Ignel. They are a Knight of Rage. Durstreamer, Knight of Rage. I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do, or not do. You can come up with a design and then figure it out from there, or you can never figure it out. It is totally up to you. So yeah, just have fun with it. Happy Homestuck Day. This comic is, what, 15 years old at this point? Wait, is it 17? I'm having an existential crisis. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Put your questions in the comments. I'm happy to talk with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want help designing stuff or picking a god tier or anything. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.